Listen carefully, because what I'm about to explain is not a minor adjustment. This isn't a small tweak to the rulebook, like moving a restart zone or adjusting championship points. This is a development with the potential to remove the very core of modern NASCAR and install something entirely new in its place. The playoff format, the structure that has governed this sport for more than 2 decades, may be reaching its conclusion. The change isn't a distant possibility. It could happen as soon as the 2026 season. An official announcement could arrive at any moment. Let that sink in. Since 2004, NASCAR has operated under a single dominant philosophy: the chase, the playoffs, the elimination rounds. The mantra has been win and you're in, while a loss at a critical moment can end a team's championship hopes completely. For 22 years, this system hasn't merely decided titles. It has fundamentally dictated how teams compete, how drivers strategize, and how fans passionately debate every Sunday. It evolved into NASCAR's defining identity. Now, sources within the sport indicate NASCAR is earnestly evaluating a departure from this model, considering a major revision, a full replacement, or even abandoning it altogether to return to a championship determined by a season-long accumulation of points. According to individuals with knowledge of the situation, an announcement could be made before the end of January. That timeline is imminent, measured in weeks, perhaps even days. So why is this happening now? Why does this rumor carry significant weight? To understand, you need to look at the recent past. In the 2025 season, Kyle Larson captured the Cup Series championship, securing his second title. On the surface, it appears straightforward. A superstar driver adds another trophy to his collection. However, one specific detail has poured fuel on the speculative fire. Larson entered that championship finale, having failed to win a single race in the preceding 24 events. 24 consecutive races without a victory. He was not the most dominant driver in the latter part of the season. He was not overpowering the competition when the stakes were highest. He secured his playoff position based on strong early season results and then executed the format perfectly. This exact scenario highlights the central criticism. Is this the proper method to crown a champion, by surviving rather than dominating? By avoiding catastrophe instead of being unbeatable? A segment of the fan base argues yes, asserting that this is the essence of racing strategy. Others contend the system is fundamentally flawed. They argue the regular season carries too little importance, and that a single unfortunate race, a flat tire, an accident at Phoenix can negate an entire year of superiority. NASCAR leadership is acutely aware that this debate is fracturing its audience, a complaint they have heard consistently for years. Drivers, crew chiefs, television analysts, and millions of fans have all voiced strong opinions. Some demand the elimination of the playoffs, others seek reforms, and some prefer the status quo. Yet the pivotal question is not solely about fan preference, but what NASCAR requires for its future. The hard reality is that the playoff format was originally instituted for a specific purpose: to generate excitement, drama, and television ratings. In the early 2000s, NASCAR management worried about predictability and a championship being decided too early in the year. The chase was their engineered solution: to create urgency, make every event feel critically important, and transform the championship into a high-stakes spectacle. For a period, it succeeded. The format delivered unforgettable moments: a driver dominating a season, yet losing the title; a championship ending in a points tie; a driver winning the title after missing a third of the season. These instances were electrifying, but also generated a controversy that has only intensified over time. Critics point to historical inconsistencies: a driver reaching the final championship round without a single season victory; a driver with 9 race wins losing the title because of one poor finale; or a driver with 9 wins failing to qualify for the final 4 while the champion had fewer victories. To many fans, the mathematics cease to make sense. This growing perception is a primary force behind the current moment. NASCAR is now caught between 2 competing ideals. The playoffs undeniably create must-watch television. Elimination races are tense and dramatic. Yet, to a growing number of observers, this drama feels increasingly artificial, even gimmicky. There is a deep-seated resentment against the idea that a driver can be the best for 35 weeks and lose everything due to misfortune in one race. This dilemma points to a larger issue beyond format: an identity crisis. NASCAR is attempting to attract a new, younger generation of fans while retaining its traditional base. It is expanding into new markets while striving to honor its history. The playoff format sits directly at the center of this tension. Whether loved or hated, it symbolizes modern NASCAR. Altering it would constitute a massive admission that perhaps the multi-decade experiment did not fully succeed, or that the fans' critiques were valid. NASCAR does not make such concessions lightly. However, this is a sport with a history of bold, disruptive moves. It has implemented mid-season rule changes, introduced stage racing, relocated the championship finale, and added new types of circuits. When pressured, NASCAR has shown a willingness to overhaul its own structure. That pressure is palpable now. If an announcement arrives this month, and if NASCAR decides to drastically alter or remove the playoff format, it will not be a random decision. It will be a calculated, monumental statement that changes everything. This brings us to the potential paths forward, each fraught with risk. Every possible choice will anger a portion of the audience and carries the potential to break something integral to the sport. The first, most extreme option is to eliminate the playoffs completely and revert to a traditional, full-season points championship, a return to the Winston Cup era. Every lap would count equally, with the most consistent driver over 36 races crowned champion. The upside is clear: legitimacy, consistency, and rewarding season-long excellence. The